I'll do the game of scones during your apology because that Donda, what you're trying to do does not sound like it needs to be interrupted. So
no, but what he's going to do for the thing is going to be like a minute. It's going to be short.
Yeah, but I don't think I should interrupt that. Is what I'm saying.
Right.
I think it'll ruin it.
Well,
whereas this game of
I think I would do it right after it. Actually.
Okay.
Just do it right after it.
Yeah, because scones. Okay, well
then don't do Donda as your apology. Then let's just get all the Donda.
I can apologize for us not fact checking Udonis Haslam giving Dion Waiters drugs on an airplane. We didn't fact check that. This is something that we heard through sources, but we don't know for sure.
Okay, fine.
Yeah, it'll just be
cool. We good?
Yeah.
All right. Recording. All right, and welcome to Fastbreak Breakfast NBA podcast. My name is Keith, here once again with my buddies through the miracle of computer phone. Here with Chuck Anderson.
Hey now.
And with John Burr.
Milady.
Gentlemen, this is the off season. This is the real off season. We're not going full speed today. I'm calling it right now. We're not doing a bunch of suicides. We're not doing like 5 minute miles. We're not doing what you're like. Let's sprint a 400, rest 10 seconds. Doing it.
It's fine. No. We can do the sprints when Chuck gets back. We'll all wait.
This is jogging speed. We're gonna jog this episode. No one's gonna go too hard. No one's hitting the floor for loose balls.
This is like when Stan Van wants to scrimmage, like when he wants to play with the players.
Oh yeah, that's
the speed we're going.
This is when Popovich first had Manu Ginobili on the Spurs, and in a summer pickup game, Manu Ginobili was flying all over the court and diving for loose balls, and Pop stops the game and is like, "Guys, that is exactly how you play." Then he turns to Manu and says, "Don't ever do that in a summer game again." So take it nice and easy.
This is the load management podcast.
This is a load management. Listen, we're not going to burn out in the offseason. We're not going to Jimmy Butler it, wake up at like 4 a.m, and then not have anything left in the tank when playoffs come. Isn't that right, Chuck?
For Chuck, it's chode management. Getting the whole thing in there.
So,
hey now.
Have we had breakfast at least? We can do breakfast talk. Chuck, have you had a breakfast?
Your boy's trying to slim down.
Okay.
So I had me a protein bar. It's not really fresh or dope or anything like that. It's real sad. My life oscillates between
so
opulence.
They're trying to come up with these new cubes of food that people eat. I saw it out in LA quite a bit. Are you ready for just cubes of food?
Like meals?
Like Repo Man style,
like Soylent Green.
Yeah, basically. Are you ready, Chuck?
I mean, I did that in the military. They call them meals ready to eat, MREs.
Yeah.
And it's just calories. There's no flavor. That's basically what I'm doing at this point. I'm tired of being fat.
I mean, that
I've tried
is
everything.
What are they called? What are those? Are they called power bars? What are those first runner granola super juiced up protein bars? Right? I think Power Bar is the one.
Power Bar's
taste
OG.
Horrible.
Yes.
Terrible.
Just hideous tasting, but they're like this.
I think they've been market corrected by all the tasty ones.
Yeah, everything that's
so mine actually doesn't taste terrible. It's the brand. I'm not going to go into it because
sound like Patty Hearst right now.
It's it's a white chocolate raspberry.
You've been kidnapped by a gorp-eating lunatic. And now you've convinced yourself that you like it.
Hey,
it's not terrible.
I had my mother-in-law of sorts made a very to die for breakfast, but there was kind of a fly in the ointment, a hair in the food, so to speak. Not an actual hair from my mother-in-law, but guys, what are your thoughts on English muffins and raisins that are cinnamon raisin flavored?
I don't love it.
It's bad, right?
They're bad.
This was my first foray, really. I just gave it a try because it was such a nice breakfast, and I didn't want to not eat something that was on the plate. So I was like, I'm just going to eat everything on it.
Sure.
And I had because I usually just eschew those entirely. I'm like, no. but they're like demonstrably worse than plain, even, right?
Here's the thing. What are you putting on top of this English muffin?
So I tried just doing butter, and that was not so good.
No, here's
and
what I would do.
Butter and some form of preserves. I think I did like a orange marmalade preserves, and it was just a bad flavor.
You know, it would be a good workaround for. You should try this and get back to me.
What? Just put like protein paste that you eat every morning.
No, I'm gonna live. I'm gonna live. I'm gonna eat vicariously through you.
I will do this.
I'm like staying away from carbs. And dairy. Do a little cream cheese, a little honey, and then a little cayenne pepper on top.
Oh,
yeah. I mean, I would eat that at a restaurant. So let's go for it.
Do it.
I don't feel. I don't like raisins. I don't think in.
No,
I know in oatmeal raisin cookie, I do love it.
Yeah,
no problem there. But a raisin and anything else, I'm trying to think. Like, I don't want a raisin in my English muffin, but it's better than having a raisin in my chicken salad.
At the very least, call them currants so I can feel like all snooty.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and then I'll
Englishy.
do it.
Yeah.
You could say dry aged grapes.
If you can just, there you go. Just see dry aged grapes is perfect.
Well,
that's actual raisin, or is it prunes? I don't even know. I'll go for it every time. Just make me feel like I'm part of something I'm not. And
I think raisins just had like I don't know how their marketing involved the California raisins, and they still are the like bottom rung of fruit on the planet. Nobody messes with raisins. It's sad, and that's probably the greatest like fruit marketing campaign ever imagined.
I like them. I don't know. Apple a day keeps the doctor away. Tricky game.
I think that's pre-marketing. That's pre like Madison Avenue. That comes
proto marketing.
That came from like the 1800s.
Australopithecine marketing.
Right. Yes.
I mean, I like raisins. I'll eat raisins, but don't put them in bread.
That's where I'm at. I'll eat a raisin. Don't put them in anything.
Yeah.
Unless it's a cookie.
I'm both of them. I can do it either way.
A raisin in a savory object. No, go away.
Oh man. What about like the celery with the peanut butter in it and the ants on a log? Come on, man. From when you were a kid, those are fire.
No.
That's the only way I've ever eaten celery and liked it.
Oh, I've had celery when I wipe it. I totally covered up in the buffalo sauce left over from the wings.
Oh yeah.
Like that is the only way I will eat celery.
With the ranch, like
they say, do you want ranch or blue cheese? I say no, just extra buffalo sauce. That'd be good. Just more.
This isn't breakfast, but are you guys like weird out there flavor wings, or are you guys just buffalo wings?
I mean, I'll do like a Jamaican jerk wing.
But if you can only order one flavor, where are you at?
For the rest of my life, my death row, or my desert island, it's got to be buffalo with blue cheese. I got to have blue cheese.
I've ordered once. I like those other flavors, but normally it's like my priority is just the buffalo. I did, as far as a weird flavor once, try a peanut butter stout wing. And I was like, that sounds wild. I'm not going to like it, but I'm going to order it because I have to taste it. And it just tasted like a wing that had peanut butter on it. Like it was like, and I did in fact hate it, but I was happy that I had the life experience.
Our watch parties used to be at, I can't remember the name of it.
Mainstay,
yes.
Yeah.
And they had a peanut butter and jelly wing that sounded disgusting and was in fact awesome.
I would rock that. That sounds very good.
I would not try it after my bad experience with my previous peanut butter wings.
I get it.
But I'll do my breakfast. My breakfast, I actually had a rectangle of food stuff, much like you described earlier, but actually it was all it was a marshmallow. It was a large, one of those giant Stay Puffed for a s'more.
Ooh.
Marshmallow. It mainly just had some black coffee, but there was a bag of marshmallows in the cab. I'm like, I'll just have a couple, so I took it kind of easy because they were my daughters, and I'm able to show some restraint around candy if I know it belongs to a loved child who will be upset if I eat them. So I just had a few, but I had black coffee and marshmallows for breakfast, and 10 out of 10. Would recommend.
That's some Keith stuff right there.
It was absolutely.
Did you dunk
on
the
brand.
marshmallow?
I did not. Nothing wrong with that. I didn't, but I would just ate it whole.
Did you do the shot of coffee with the Malo still messing around in your mouth?
That's a great idea. No, I didn't
call that snowballing.
Thought into
that's
it.
Called snowballing.
I did not do that
both,
with the
that's like
marshmallow.
kind of doing like a coffee and like sugar and cream.
It is. It's all in one. It's a coffee, sugar, and cream pellet. I'm going to try that another day. Anyway, those were our breakfasts. After our breakfasts, we move to our breakfast in bed apologies. This is our chance to make right what we might have gotten wrong on a previous episode. It is frequently the first time we talk about the NBA, which the show is ostensibly about. Does anyone have anything they need to apologize for? Chuck, what do you need to make right?
Last week, we talked about Udonis Haslem. I know we met our quota for the season last episode, but I need to correct some things. We did state as fact that Udonis Haslem drugged Dion Waiters on an airplane. This is what we've heard through the grapevine. Shout out California Raisins. But I don't think we can actually post that as news. Please don't aggregate us.
Didn't run that through Snopes.
I don't think anyone thought we were reporting news, Chuck.
Well,
I think Chuck might have thought he was reporting news.
I think
we made up a joke that it made the most sense to us that Udonis Haslem is the one who provided Dion Waiters with the bad gummies that caused him to have that trip on that plane and thus led to his end of his Miami Heat tenure.
And saved the Miami Heat $1 million+ in.
And then the Grizzlies paid Dion Waiters $23.5 million to go play for the Lakers.
Seems to have been, that was the start of it all, wasn't it? Or was Dwight Howard the start of the
Avery Bradley was before that?
Oh,
Dwight Howard.
Oh my God.
Shout out Harrison Fagan, Patreon supporter and Lakers reporter who made Grizzlies fans mad. I got to say, Grizzlies fans I saw. So Harrison wrote this awesome article about how the Grizzlies subsidize the Lakers.
Or the farm club.
I saw
of the
a
Lakers.
lot of embarrassing small market energy from my Grizzlies fans and writers being upset about that story. That story was funny, period. The end. Like, why are you upset? Don't be offended.
Keith's back to his brand, complaining about the complainers.
I'm just saying.
The Grizzlies are basically, we're like a home for battered women, only the home contains people who probably batter women.
I don't have any idea what that means, and I don't want to. I don't think.
Just the disabused and discarded. But it's the guys. It's the dudes.
What's John, what's your apology?
I think it was 2 weeks ago on one of the Thursday shows.
Yeah.
I confused Aaron Miles and Miles Simon. I'm still confused. I know that one of them has piercing blue eyes and played for Arizona, and the other played for Kansas. But that's as far as I'm going to go. I'll let Chuck run it through Snopes.
Aaron Miles is an assistant coach, I believe, with the Celtics now. Okay. But I have no memory of him as a college player. But you would. Kansas, that's your household. That's who you guys cheer for.
Yeah, but it's kind of like he's almost like pre my fandom. But I did remember him just because Kansas always had such good players. But you can't forget Miles Simon's piercing blue gaze.
Beautiful.
And I think he's like a
so I didn't know who Aaron.
He's like a pundit now.
I didn't really know what Aaron Miles looked like, and then you described him as piercing blue eyes. So it turns out you just meant Miles Simon. I know who Miles Simon is. Yeah, that's like from my childhood watching college basketball. All right, that's fair. That's a good correction. Thanks for setting us straight there. I now have to Google Aaron Miles to find out what his eyes look like. My apology. Last week, in the episode where we spoke about Udonis Haslem for more minutes than Udonis Haslem played in the entire NBA season, we also discussed this biscuit place in Nashville.
Yeah.
Called Gorilla Biscuits.
Yes.
With the spelling of gorilla as in guerrilla warfare, biscuit as in limp biscuit. And
give me something to break.
Lots of people. I'm telling you, this is the most feedback we might have ever gotten on an episode.
That's what I do, baby.
Lots of people wanted to let us know that a couple things.
A lot of things.
First of all, Gorilla Biscuits were a hardcore punk band from New York City. And apparently none of us knew to bring that up. I didn't know that.
I don't know anything.
So they were maybe one of the prototypical hardcore punk bands from the New York City punk scene. And they named themselves Gorilla Biscuits after apparently a slang term for Quaaludes.
Hey now.
They were lewds.
Hey,
I believe John knew that fact, but wasn't prepared to share it during the show. But we did not know.
I just figured it was a waste
band.
of an edit, and now I know I can freely talk about lewds on the program.
Edit it. It's a thing.
Nice.
The kids doing drugs today might not even know what those are. They have to Google them. We're just talking to the burnout adults.
You can't find them. Trust me, I tried.
I think Wolf of Wall Street kind of brought them back.
That is true. Wolf of Wall Street. Lots of people.
After that, I hunted them. Couldn't find them.
I just remember Bill Hicks and then naturally Dennis Leary talking about lewds all the time in their act.
Well, there you go. Well, those were our breakfast in bed apologies. Thanks to all the people who got back to us, setting that information correct. Thanks also to Harrison Fagan writing the great article, and to other Patreons who support our program. Shout out to Gregory Gethard, our newest patron. Also,
is that spelled Get Hard?
Yes, it is.
Thank you.
Nice.
That's a good last name.
Sorry, I'm looking something up.
I was trying to drink water and missed my face.
What's the Locks? I'm trying to remember the Stone Cold Locks winner.
Drew.
Was it really Drew?
Yes,
oh no, it was Gooey Gouda. Gooey Gouda.
Oh, he beat me on the. He beat me with.
Who's Gooey Gouda?
Dennis Schroeder to the Lakers. He beat me with Dennis Schroeder Lakers.
Also, shout out to Gooey Gouda, who won our Stone Cold Locks playoff challenge. And by the way, I know I have not sent you your prize yet. I have not forgotten about you. It will be coming your way. If you want to support
that one for the cred.
Yeah. If you want to support our program, do it at patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. If you sign up now, we're doing a fantasy football draft actually with a few of you guys maybe next weekend. So we still have maybe 4 spots open if someone out there wants to get involved with that. Also, if you join our Patreon, you can join our Slack chat where we talk about basketball around the clock and lots of other things like movies and parenting. So if you want to support the show, also there's a bonus little video we put up answering your questions that's on a secret little YouTube link. You get access to all of those things if you support us at patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. All right, steak and eggs, best thing. What's the best thing you saw from last week? John, what's your steak and eggs?
I think the Nets using DeAndre Jordan to assemble the most annoying, least intelligent dream team of all time, and then just jettisoning him like so much flotsam and jetsam. That's just a beautiful thing. That's the type of Machiavellian stuff I can get behind. Like, because we were all, completely aghast at DeAndre's presence on the team, and then later his play, and then they just basically used him up Bill Withers style and just got rid of him. Now they have all the good stuff that they used DeAndre to get. Just brilliant team building. Got to respect it.
It's good team building, but it also doesn't hurt DeAndre at all. Like, he got paid.
Nope.
Like, Durant and Irving gave up money so their buddy DeAndre could be there.
Yeah.
He got paid $10 million per season. All that money's guaranteed. But now the Nets are like, hey, we would actually like you to leave if that's true. That's totally, we don't really want to pay the luxury tax. I mean, this is also one of those things. Is like Joe Tsai going to pay him in some untraceable cryptocurrency? Oh, yeah. Because he's like, listen, the luxury tax bill for you, it's going to be like $50 million. How about I just give you an extra 20? I save 20. I give you 20.
Right.
We don't tell anybody.
Ethereum on a flash drive.
ETH.
So, I mean, it is weird. And also, like, did he want to go? I mean, I guess he was the hangout buddy with Kyrie and Kevin, and they're just like, it's good. You can go. We don't care anymore. Go find your playing time, I guess, on the Lakers. I don't know why he would go there, which is apparently where he's going to go. But
did he make the All-Star team in 2012?
Yeah, that is the
qualifying part of being in the Lakers now.
That is the checklist for getting into the Lakers club. Chuck, what's your best thing?
My best thing, I posted a meme that I didn't make. Somebody else made it. NBA meme squad, I think.
I think that's how memes work.
Yeah.
There's like no chance that person made the meme either. But
no, that's true. But basically the meme is pictures of Tom Brady and Floyd Mayweather and who else is on it? LeBron James and Karl Malone. and it
Guess
says,
all this.
just for athletes that show age is just a number. And while that's funny and a play on Karl Malone's, documented.
He played a really long time.
Yeah, he played for a really long time.
The mailman always delivers.
It was reposted by Shaquille O'Neal on his Instagram page. And I'm interested in, and I wonder if Shaq, and he kept it up there for a long time, if Shaq was dogging Karl Malone and he knows exactly what everybody was talking about, or if he just has somebody on his team who posts things for him and he didn't know about it, and it was a whole kerfuffle.
I just got it.
I don't know what you're talking about. I don't. What do you mean? Like I don't get it.
Karl Malone likes.
He hunts little
AJ
Mexican
nothing
girls.
but a number to Karl Malone.
It's an Aaliyah song. Yeah.
Oh, the statutory rape.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now I get it.
Now you get it.
What he did, but wait, did the person who made the meme know it was like a pedophile joke?
Why would you put all?
Because Karl Malone played for a long time.
Keith and I are very washed.
But Karl Malone was averaging like 28 points per game when he was like 36.
I guess the like.
No, Chuck is right. That's what it is. Definitely a gag.
Now that I see it,
out of touch white guys.
Now that I see it, but you got to be kind of old to know that story. I feel like, because that's been totally like erased from history. It feels like.
I feel like the Karl Malone thing is kind of the little girls thing is kind of a recent kerfluffle.
It's come back up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like you can't even mention Karl Malone now, and without somebody throwing that back in your face. That's like it's like a Me Too type.
Yeah, that was like my initial reaction was, oh, this is talking about Karl Malone getting a 13-year-old girl pregnant.
Yeah, you were correct.
Still denying it.
Yes, yeah, still denying it, even though his son played.
Even though the DNA test was conclusive.
Right.
You should have just gone the Chuck route and been like, that's just fatherhood.
I saw you post that on the Fastbreak Breakfast Instagram account, and I saw it. I like, look at that meme. But I didn't really get it.
I was like, yeah, Karl Malone, man. He just
basically I was like,
day.
I was like, why are people liking
style.
this? This isn't. Like, I don't.
Oh, you were that. Well, that's a given. Keith.
It turns out I didn't get it at all. And also, hey, me and Shaq. But now the question is, did Shaq know?
Dude, Shaq knew.
That's
Shaq
the
hates
question.
Karl Malone.
He does.
Yeah, Shaq hates Karl
But
Malone.
he also has the plausible deniability now.
Yes,
right.
Perfect crime.
Man, perfect crime.
He got away with it. He's Kaiser Soze. Shakhtar Soze.
Good job. Well, he's worked on a police force, so he knows how to get away with crimes.
He is police.
My best thing, I feel like I'm taking this from you, Chuck. This is the story of the summer. And I know we like to do our little divergent topics and not cover like what everyone's covering. Mm-hmm. But the story of the NBA this summer is the wholesome content entertainment of J.R. Smith Goes to College.
Oh, me and John are currently
so inspiring.
We're currently working on a screenplay.
It does turn out, Rodney. It does turn out that he's living off campus. He's not living in the dorms.
No,
look, that's not going in. That's not going in the treatment. He will be not only in the dorms,
based on a true story.
It's based on a true
God.
Story. Yeah, he will be like one of the people in the RA. He'll be an RA.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
And he'll be in charge.
The RA is a female RA who at first disapproves of JR's lifestyle, but then falls in love with JR and gets that pipe.
That's it. Love it. Write it up. Write it up. Yeah. Zendaya plays the RA. That's it. We got it.
When you guys are writing this screenplay, Michael actually put a Patreon question in. What's the best golf movie of all time? Caddyshack, Happy Gilmore, or the future movie based on J.R. Smith's golf career? And then he wants to know who guys are you casting? Also, he wants to know, John, this is specifically for you. If Jason Sudeikis, who you refuse to watch, is cast as J.R. Smith, will John go see your movie? If you wrote the screenplay and then the studio puts Sudeikis in the J.R. Smith
Firstly,
role,
that is blackwashing.
It is. It's not good.
Secondly, no, I will not watch anything featuring Jason Sudeikis.
Okay.
I also hate him.
It's terrible.
I'm really glad that someone else does. When did you I'll talk about that. Oh, you talked about that when
probably
I
on an
there,
episode you weren't on. It's hard to nail that down, Chuck.
Well, yeah, that
Ooh.
was it. We got
That
to
was
the
a
bottom of it.
Sudeikisian like insult from Keith.
Right.
No, but Jared Smith goes to college. He's giving us these missives about like, moving off campus, but he's also just he's walking us through it. He's saying, I just finished my English homework. Dope short story about a little girl with 6 brothers and 6 brothers seeking parents' approval. Love the reading. Like, it's just another great tutoring session for sure. Asking for more hours, a little extra help ain't never hurt nobody. Wow. It's just wholesome. I'm loving school. He had a rough first week. He let us know.
Yes.
He said, I have to learn how to do a better job at taking notes. For some reason, I have a hard time on what's the important information. I mean, to me, it all seems important. And then he follows that up with, so disappointed in myself this first week, man.
But then it comes back like he's being vulnerable. I love it. He's showing us the process.
Is he wearing a shirt in class?
It doesn't matter. Here's the thing. His 11 hours ago, J.R. Smith lets us know.
Yeah.
He's been up since 5 a.m. LA time working on his education assignments. Who calls it that? He's obviously learned now. One bad week will not spoil the semester. Lace your boots up, put your head up, and go to work. Stuck in my grind, but the stuck spelt with 2 C's.
Oh.
This is thick? Inspiration. He's going to turn into Tony Robbins.
I think Tony Robbins is like MAGA now.
No. Well, it will be the balance to that. I'm so in love with J.R. Smith's journey. I'm considering going back to college now.
I just can't wait till he gets an Adderall prescription from the dorm psychologist.
Who's the next?
So, or his roommate.
Is he going to be a trailblazer for straight to the NBA from high school stars going back?
Well, Neil Olshey only drafts guys from smaller schools, so probably not a blazer. But
I mean, couldn't Anthony Bennett do something?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, when you're right, you're right. What's Greg Oden doing?
Right.
I would love that guy. Kobe Simmons was playing in summer league. Could he go back and maybe get like a tennis? I don't know. Like, what's a sport? I mean, LeBron just needs to enroll, become a
tight end. We know this.
Yeah.
You know,
go to Ohio State finally.
What'll happen is, and it'll make me very angry. LeBron is one day going to get an honorary doctorate. For his role.
Does he not have one yet? It seems like someone,
because he's gonna be like, he is a proponent of education of everyone except himself, and he wants he's gonna like get 1 million kids into college through his school, and somebody's gonna give him an honorary PhD, and I'm gonna cry because I only have an associate's.
Tyson Chandler, go enroll in college and become a volleyball star.
Oh,
fashion degree in fashion design.
Man.
Oh, also, J.R. Smith let us know that perhaps he picked the wrong major after the first week. He said maybe he's.
But that's
school's hard, man.
That sort of like, questioning yourself and the journey and climbing that mountain and making, there's no elevator.
Keith, how many majors did you go through?
Me?
I actually didn't.
Keith,
I didn't. No, I was.
You,
no, I'm sorry. I knew I had a plan, stuck with it.
What a plan.
Yeah, no one told me that I should turn that plan into a career. No,
Question.
I was like, I want to major in music, and they were like, that's a great idea. And then when I was done, I was like,
nobody told you no.
Yeah. Also, J.R. Smith, this is another good one. This will be my last one. He says, man, I've been eating junk food my whole life, and I got to quit because I'm learning about nutrition in my FCS class. African Americans especially have to cut out so much fast food and sugar in our diets. The diabetes rate is way too high and going higher. # nutrition class.
I love that.
Great.
I want him to be in a class with me. I may go to North Carolina A&T just to hang out with him.
He played in the NBA for 15 seasons and no one taught him about nutrition.
We give these teams a lot more credit than they're due sometimes.
I wonder if he had a healthy, balanced breakfast, if he would have had that bonehead game 1 error with LeBron going the opposite direction.
Well, he would have done the same thing if he woke up at 5 a.m. to finish his educational homework. Educational assignments.
Educational assignments. Using the word homework would have been reasonable and proper.
Listen, if I got up at 5 a.m., I would say things like that. It's not that too far off. Anyway, were our best things. After our best thing, we moved to the opposite of that, the cream of wheat worst thing. What's your worst thing? John, what's your worst thing?
We've already alluded to it, but I saw a tweet by Stats Williams. LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, Marc Gasol, Dwight Howard, Russell Westbrook, and Rajon Rondo were all All-Stars in 2012, the season before Anthony Davis came to the NBA. Now they are all teammates in Los Angeles. That's terrible, but it is funny.
Well, good news. Marc Gasol won't be there long.
You're right.
That's true.
They'll cut him for DeAndre Jordan, maybe? I don't even know. I like this reunion. I like that Carmelo Anthony's there. Even though if I forgot that until like today when I saw a picture of him.
Yeah, me too. Somebody mentioned it on another podcast, and I was like, "Oh yeah."
The Grizzlies just shepherding players to other teams.
Is this the wealthiest roster in NBA history?
Ooh.
Gotta be.
Because it kind of has to be, right?
Yeah. Yeah, those are a bunch of guys who have made a lot of money in their careers.
I'm trying to think of like endorsement giants that would have them beat.
I mean, like you
LeBron,
would think
LeBron and Dwayne Wade alone
and,
might have had more money.
Yeah, but like anyone who played with Jordan, you would think is
Wade never really was the highest paid player on his team. Like I think
that's why I was mentioning the endorsement stuff.
Oh yeah,
I'm just trying to think. Yeah, I think Jordan LeBron might be. He's probably not to Jordan's level, but he's really.
No, I think
he's a billionaire.
He's already maybe a billionaire now.
And Russell Westbrook is fantastic with his money. Multiple Hyundai car dealerships.
Marc Gasol has made $181 million just
that's amazing
in his NBA career.
Melo has to be at a quarter billion.
Melo's got to be at like 200 million at least.
Chuck thinks owning a car dealership is being good with your money.
I mean, it's a beautiful idea in Oklahoma. I mean,
it's like one of the most like often used money laundering fronts there is.
That's great. I mean, in Oklahoma, people love gas saving cars. That was a great idea.
Yeah, I don't know how we'd even find it out, but it feels like the number of Hall of Famers and dudes who have played for 15 years, all making huge salaries their whole time. I mean, I guess, like that Lakers squad that had Gary Payton, right. I know like they didn't get paid as much. Way. If we could figure it out compared, like, can we compare it to like the $1999?
The aforementioned Karl Malone was spending all his money on like wrestling DVDs and big rig trucks. And those I don't think those cost that value.
Oh,
yeah. If we're like adjusting for inflation, maybe like that, that Rockets team that had Barkley and Hakeem, because
even then that's like 4 people.
Yeah,
this team has like 10 guys who.
Yeah, the 11th guy is like worth like $100 million.
Right.
I think this is a slam dunk, folks.
Yeah. What's great to think about is that like Tail and Horton Tucker will be buying all the dinners.
Well, he's making a ton. He got like the full. What they need to do?
I think
they need
like
to go out to dinner,
player or something like
that.
They
need to go out to dinner and make Mac McClung pay.
Yes,
Kendrick Nunn, come out.
Reparations.
Oh man, I'll do my worst thing. My worst thing. There was a big trade in the NBA this week. I liked that. I mean, I love player movement. I love player transactions. The Trailblazers got a little bit better. They spent another first-round pick to add a player that looks good on paper and, probably won't move the needle much for them at all. The Bulls did a great piece of work turning Lauri Markkanen into a first-round pick somehow.
The Bulls is like, I usually make fun of them, but that is a beautiful trade for the Bulls.
Beautiful trade. It almost, for me, it bounces out the DeRozan thing where I was confused. Like, why are you giving up a first-round pick and Thad Young just to bring in DeRozan, who was a restricted free agent? Well, now if I can imagine that those first-round picks offset, they sent out a first-round pick and they got a first-round pick. And if I can just imagine they traded away Lauri Markkanen and Thad Young to get in DeRozan and Derek Jones Jr., I'm like, that's fine. That just seems that seems okay. But the Cavaliers. This is my cream of wheat. The Cavaliers. What are you doing? What is going on?
I don't know.
One, Lauri Markkanen, don't think he's very good. Maybe like you could I don't know.
Are they going to like
revamp his value?
Are they going to use Lauri Markkanen as a blood boy for Kevin Love?
So if that's the plan, maybe. But I wouldn't even do that because he had that heart thing.
Yeah.
I don't think he's that healthy. I think you want to go a little bit healthier for
he's got
for a Blood Boy.
acromegaly. Yeah.
So like I know he's had
syndrome.
some good shooting seasons, and we know like he's an offensive threat, but like he can't play with Kevin Love. Kevin Love, did some good posturing this week, saying that he's not going to give back any money in a buyout. And I understand Kevin Love's out the door. Like they're not worried about that. But, like I'm not sure it even works with Evan Mobley. Like why are you spending all this money on Lauri Markkanen? You just need to see what you have, I feel like, with Mobley, with Sexton, with Garland. Like Garland's good. And it's like Garland and Mobley together, is that going to be a thing? And then you have this guy, Larry Nance Jr., who's a good basketball player, who has a connection to the city of Cleveland. His dad was a huge star for the Cavaliers. And this guy loved being a Cavalier. There aren't that many people who loved being a Cavalier in my lifetime. LeBron James came back and won the city a title and basically hated it because he hated the owner so much. Like he did that for the people of Akron and the people of Cleveland.
That's what
but like he's for. Like it bothered him that he had to do that for Dan Gilbert. But like Larry Nance Jr., good NBA player, possibly the only guy on the Cavaliers who what he does actually contributes to winning. Like he makes winning plays. He's a good basketball, just a good guy to have your team. And he wasn't paid too much. And I don't know why this franchise that's gone through some tough times post LeBron. It's like, why are you sending out the one guy who wants to be there, who has a connection to the city, to overpay someone who I don't think is any good? So I think it's just a bad look for the Cavaliers.
I'll play devil's advocate here.
Okay.
You're not getting anyone to move on their own to Cleveland. Lauri Markkanen once was like untouchable in Chicago. His usage rate went down because Zach LaVine became Zach LaVine. And you're getting a buy low situation. And Larry Nance Jr., it was probably he probably wasn't long for.
I'm saying, I think Larry Nance Jr. would have stayed there his whole career.
You think?
Well, maybe if someone offered him a ton of money, I know maybe he is. So Larry Nance Jr. is oft injured. He's not like a starter. He's not someone you necessarily want starting for your team. So like maybe they thought this guy Markkanen can be a starter, and they didn't give up a ton. If it was them giving up a first round pick, you'd be like, that is insanity. But somehow the Trailblazers were desperate to add another versatile player, give themselves a little bit of depth. I just don't totally get, because right now the Cavaliers are paying like what? $17 million to Markkanen, 30 to Love. You got 8 to Cedi Osman. You're going to have to pay some guys soon.
Cedi.
I mean, maybe the salary issue doesn't really matter that much, but it's kind of just a head scratching. I don't know. I just feel like that. I feel like for the culture, for what they're trying to build, just having a guy like Larry Nance in there seems like something really good for the young guys.
Larry Nance seemed like their only like wing defender too. Because Lauri Markkanen can't guard any threes.
He's only probably only defender. Period.
Yeah. He's not going to defend.
He
anybody.
Was the only rim protector. They have one now, but yeah, it's an insane trade.
Well, I mean, Jared Allen's a rim protector.
That's what I just said. They have one now.
Yeah,
but they it's a weird trade because like Chicago definitely won.
Yeah,
and I feel like the Blazers and the Cavs definitely lost, and you just don't see many 3-team trades where you're like, 2 of those teams are stupid.
I don't
usually the 3-team trade is one of those everybody.
I don't hate it for the Blazers.
I don't hate it for the Blazers, but like I love it for the
first round pick. Like it's worth noting that they had no power forwards on their roster, and now that Derek is gone, now they're back to having one on their roster again, an oft injured one at that, and they gave up a first rounder. I don't know. I feel like that's.
I mean, they gave up a first rounder because they're trying to keep Dame. I mean, flat out. Like,
yeah, but
it's going to be.
This isn't going to move the needle at all.
It's going to be like it's going to like the 18th or 19th pick. We assume they're going to be like if they make the playoffs, or
lottery protected
lower
too.
Seed. It's lottery protected, but it's lottery protected for like 6 years. Like this never converts to 2 second rounders essentially. Like it's like 2029 it converts to 2 second rounders. So like the Bulls are getting a first round pick from the Blazers anytime they miss or anytime they make the playoffs. Right. So like it's a good bit of work from Chicago. I understand it from Portland. The Cavs, it's like if you have Jared Allen, you have Evan Mobley, you don't need to pay a Lauri Markkanen. Like how does that even? I don't think it's going to work. But anyway, Chuck, what's your worst thing? So
yesterday, the the release of a world-changing seminal record came out. Of course, I'm talking about Kanye West Donda. Shit.
What happened?
I got a FaceTime in the middle of my thing. Hold on. It shut my whole shit down. Let me start over. Yeah, my worst of the week. A lot of people are out here hating
you don't
on.
Sound like you're talking. Sorry, you sound like you're doing a bit.
A bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, my worst of the week. A lot of people are on the internet clowning what I feel is the greatest record of the year. Of course, I'm talking about Kanye West Donda. And some of you are like, well, how does that tie into basketball? I'm here to tell you, I've listened to Donda 37 times in a row. I know you're wondering how.
Wait, is that physically possible?
Long.
Yeah.
It's 2 hours long.
That's like 700 hours.
Well, what you guys aren't doing is listening to it at 3 times speed like I do for the efficiency.
He did pioneer the chipmunk sound.
So yes.
Brought it back anyways.
Brought it back. So what I came here to do today is compare tracks from Kanye West Donda to NBA teams. Here I go.
Oh my God. Wait, first of all, Chuck, do I need to know anything about Donda? I don't know.
No, you'll find out everything about Donda from my explanations.
I had a free hour 49, but I listened to it dunked on instead.
Oh, I get it. Here's where I'll start with the top. The Atlanta Hawks. They remind me mostly of the track "Come to Life." It's a real power pop vibe. It's track 22 on the record, and it reminds
me Cam Reddish's number.
Exactly. It reminds me of the Hawks roster in terms of its fun style, but it's also very deep and has a connection to his family, which I think is what they're trying to build there.
Keith, the worst thing about this Donda release is like all the white guys who left social media because the Me Too movement all have come back on the same day to tweet. It's a disaster.
So
that come to life makes sense for the Hawks because they also came to life when Lloyd Pierce got fired.
Of course.
There you have it.
Next
Keith
up,
knows more than he's let on. You see?
Yes. So next up, I'm going to compare the track Hurricane to the Brooklyn Nets, right? Because it's hard to imagine a bigger combo on that record than The Weeknd, who's huge, who I would compare to Kyrie, a world champion, and Lil Baby. And we know Lil Baby and James Harden have a connection.
I know The Weeknd from Uncut Gems.
Yes. Also, Kanye's virtuoistic performance.
I love how you said that. Stick with
it.
Me
too. I don't even know if that's a real word. It's very Durant-like. It comes from all angles. It's very, offensively powerful. It's really what it is. Next up, I'm going to go with
Are you going to do one of these for every team
20
and track?
Just sit down, boys. We got 20.
God.
There's 27 tracks. I got 29 teams or 30 teams. I'm skipping the Kings, the Rockets, and the Cleveland Cavaliers because we already talked about them today. So next up, we have Off the Grid by I've compared that to the Charlotte Hornets. It's obvious that with a breakout rookie year, LaMelo Ball created a buzz, much like Playboy Cardi, and coupled that with the line, quote, "We took the route to Charlotte. The track screams Hornets. There's no way we can go about it any other way."
Wait, you're saying the song actually talks about the Hornets?
It says Charlotte in it, so yes.
And that's the one you compared to the Hornets?
100%.
I can see how you connected those dots.
I'll allow it.
Okay. Yeah. I'm going to keep going. If you guys would stop interrupting me now.
Okay.
I'm taking a vow of silence.
Last but not least, I'll compare the Washington Wizards to Tell the Vision, right? The most ominous track on Donda. It features the now deceased Pop Smoke saying, quote, "We made it." It harkens to Bradley Beal saying he's happy to be on a team that has never won 50 games since anybody was alive who watches basketball now. So that closes it out. I think
Chuck, that was the longest hour of my life.
Hour 49.
On the plus side, even though I won't listen to any songs off of that album, this segment did remind me of a little song.
What?
Oh.
Dinklage
Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage, Peter Dinklage. You got a game of scones?
Game of scones. I call this game not in my house.
No.
Chuck, you seem to know a lot about Kanye West.
I do.
And I know Keith knows a lot about one thing. Singular. The Memphis Grizzlies.
Yeah.
So what we have here is I'm going to ask Chuck a question, multiple choice question about the Memphis Grizzlies. And I'm going to ask Keith a multiple choice question about Kanye West.
Oh, this is great.
And you guys are going to have the opportunity after they answer, if you think they've gotten it wrong, to say, not in my house, and give the correct answer.
Okay.
So that's how you can either get points by getting a correct answer or by swatting away, Dikembe Mutombo style, a correct answer and answering it correct yourself. However, if you're not in my house, if you try to reject one of Keith's answers and it turns out Keith is right, or it turns out that you don't know the correct answer, that will be a -1 point for whomever gives the wrong answer there. Does this make sense to you guys?
So I will hear the question before Keith can answer it and say, no, not in my house.
After he answers, you'll have a chance.
After I guess on my Kanye answers.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the other way with Keith, with me and the Memphis Grizzlies. Got it.
I have 10 questions each, and I'll be tallying up the score for you guys. Okay. I think we're just going to go through the entire. I think it'll add drama to it if we just go through the entire Kanye West questionnaire and then go through the Memphis Grizzlies questionnaire.
Love it.
Okay. You're the one in charge. All right, I'm ready.
So Keith.
Yeah.
Remember, you'll have multiple choice each time.
Yes.
Where was Kanye West born? Chicago, Los Angeles, Toronto, or Atlanta?
I'm going to guess Chicago.
Not in my house.
That's
Kanye
correct,
West,
Chuck.
known as a Chicagoan to the Chicagoans. He was actually born in Atlanta.
That's a point for Chuck. Well done. Keith loses no points there, though. Keith, question number 2. How old was Kanye when his parents divorced? 6 years old, 9 years old, 3 years old, or 12 years old?
I'll go 6 years old.
Not in my house. Kanye West was 3 years old when his parents got divorced.
This is getting bad. Keith, what does Kanye's name mean in Swahili? The loud one, the blessed one, the only one, the great one.
We'll go with the blessed one.
Chuck, would you like to try to swat?
I don't know this one.
No points for Keith. No points for Chuck. Very strategically wise there. It's actually the only one in Swahili.
Okay, all right.
His middle name means God the highest. So
nice.
Good names, this Kanye.
Right on.
Yeah.
Number 4, Keith, what was the first song Kanye ever recorded in the studio? Jesus Walks, Through the Wire, Green Eggs and Ham, or All Falls Down? Keith?
Through the Wire.
Chuck?
That's
Chuck's
correct.
fearful. You do have to use... Chuck?
He said I was correct. Am I not correct?
Not correct. Green Eggs and Ham.
What?
The title of a best-selling children's book. At 13 years old, he persuaded his mother to pay for time in a recording studio. Chuck, you need to read up on Kanye.
Kanye did a Green Eggs and Ham song?
A rap, yes. Keith, Kanye got his first official production
I do not
credits
like them, Sam I Am.
with what artist? D. Grav, I don't know if I'm saying these right, Jay-Z, Foxy Brown.
What was the question? I'm just going to say Jay-Z. Doesn't matter.
All right. Chuck?
Not in my house. That is D.
Incorrect. It was Grav. So Chuck is down to but 1 point.
So I'm hanging. I'm gonna clean up on this when it comes back my way for Grizzlies questions.
Oh man.
Which Jay-Z album did Kanye produce, Keith? American Gangster, In My Lifetime Volume 1, Reasonable Doubt, or The Blueprint?
Reasonable Doubt.
It's The Blueprint. H to the Izzo.
Chuck's back to 2.
Oh,
Chuck's
man.
he was feeling the heat, though. Number 7. What tragedy inspired Kanye's debut single? A car wreck, a plane crash, a murder, or a miscarriage?
I hate this question. I'm gonna go with miscarriage.
Not in my house. It is a giant car accident where his mouth was wired shut and he spit through the wire.
Look.
Am I Gronk spiking?
You're not Gronk spiking because you've already missed too many. So you're just getting back into the game. These are things that I knew. These are things that I knew.
Get out of here. You didn't know his parents divorced at 3, I bet.
All right.
What was the title of Kanye's debut album, Keith? My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, Late Registration, Graduation, or The College Dropout?
Graduation.
Not in my house. It is College Dropout.
Oh, he had to think about it, though, folks.
No, I didn't.
He had to think about it.
That was the greatest album that came out in 2003.
Number 9. What record label did Kanye found after the release of his first album? Good Music, Def Jam Recordings, Cash Money Records, Rockefeller Records.
Rockefeller Records?
Not in my house. We're talking Good Music. We're the Good Music family.
I knew it wasn't Def Jam.
Yeah. He's up to 5.
I would like to say that's the first multiple choice question where I could cross off one of the answers.
Well, Keith probably he could get partial points because Jay-Z did sign Kanye to Rockefeller Records, and that was his first chain when he had the Rockefeller chain.
I think Keith is in this. Only 5 points for Chuck.
All right.
When these Grizzlies questions come.
Oh man. I hope it
10.
comes back
What
good.
did Kanye wear on the cover of Rolling Stone? A hijab, a crown of thorns, a Native American war bonnet, or a headscarf?
Crown of thorns.
Yeah. Jesus.
Coming in hard with a point for Keith.
Yes.
His first point on the last question, but now we're in Keith's world.
Okay.
And he gets a chance to swat yo stuff, Chuck.
Okay.
Chuck, who was the first Grizzly to win the 6th Man of the Year award? Lance Stevenson, Byron Scott, Zach Randolph, or Mike Miller?
Mike Miller.
Keith?
Yeah, I think that's right.
That's correct. A point for Chuck. Way to not swat there, Keith. Way to not swat. That was in 2005, 2006. All right, Chuck. Which Grizzlies coach has the highest winning percentage? Hubie Brown, Lionel Hollins, Mike Fratello, or Dave Yeager?
Ooh. Let's go with Lionel Hollins.
Yeah, I'd agree with that guess. I don't know, but yeah.
Ooh. No points for anyone. It's actually Dave Yeager.
Yeah.
147 and 99. Franchise record 598. Chuck, how many games did Allen Iverson play for the Grizzlies? 3, 43, 63, or 23?
Three.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Chuck, I did not see this coming.
Why didn't you do like just 3, 6, 9, 12?
You're right. That's probably
too easy.
Boo.
Too easy.
This is collusion.
The ref defender's blaming the refs, ladies and gentlemen.
This collusion.
Chuck, the Memphis Grizzlies' Eddie Jones wore jersey number 6 in honor of which NBA legend? Patrick Ewing, Julius Erving, Bill Russell, or Walt Frazier?
Oh, man. Julius Erving.
Good Lord, Chuck. That is correct.
Well, you didn't give him a chance to swat. He could have lost a point.
I couldn't.
You guys are
I'm not
colluding.
taking his point.
I wasn't going. You're winning like I think 8-1, maybe
8-1.
Yeah.
Gronk spikes.
Who was the first Memphis player with at least 1,800 points in a season? Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Zach Randolph, Rudy Gay, or Pau Gasol?
Pau Gasol.
There we go.
Assume it's Sharif.
That's correct. Point for Keith. Can he orchestrate this comeback? He has 5 questions remaining. Which team drafted Brandon Clark in the 2019 NBA draft? Boston Celtics, Oklahoma City Thunder, Utah Jazz, or Chicago Bulls?
The Oklahoma City Thunder. I remember this because Keith was at a
He
bar
was at the watch party
screaming before the pick was announced because he reads Twitter. We got Brandon Clark. We got Brandon Clark.
I deeply underestimated Chuck in the construction of this game.
Chuck's stomping on me.
Question 18. How many games did OJ Mayo start for the Grizzlies in his last season with the team, Chuck? Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Your numbers are 36, 66, 0, and 7.
0.
Keith, would you like to swat this away?
I would have guessed 0, but for gamesmanship, I'll say 7.
It's 0. What is
happening? I figured it was 0,
I won.
but I had
It's
no
one.
chance.
I won.
I feel like you had to go for it.
Yeah.
Chuck, who was the first Memphis Grizzly with at least 150 steals in a season? Mike Conley Jr., Mike Bibby, James Posey, or Tony Allen?
Tony Allen.
Keith, what say you?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to that one. So
choose not to swat?
I'll choose not to swat.
The actual answer is Mike Conley Jr. 2012 had 174 steals.
Nice job, Mike Conley.
Last question. Chuck is ahead 10-1. My God.
I have 2. You
have 2?
Oh, no. I gamesmanship did the. Yeah. You're right. I lost a point. You're right.
I was going to give it to you. Should have kept arguing.
I lost it.
Should have Rashided me there.
Doesn't matter.
In 2018, who was the only player on the Grizzlies roster who averaged more than 20 points per game? This is my favorite question by far. In 2018.
I know right now.
Who was the only player on the Grizzlies roster who averaged more than 20 points per game? Tyreek Evans, Mark Gasol, Mike Conley, Marshawn Brooks.
I want it to be Tyreek Evans.
Keith?
Marshawn Brooks.
Give us a deal on Brooks. Keith coming in, not getting skunked. Chuck is the winner by a margin of 10-2.
I'm trying to imagine what what's a topic that Chuck knew literally nothing about. Like I knew literally nothing about Kanye. Like how little I know about Kanye is an unbelievable testament to my ability to not pay attention to, like,
an unbelievable
things that are around me.
Because I don't know anything about Kanye, and I made these questions from things I knew about Kanye. So I thought I was like, I'll give Keith at least as much credit as me, the most washed white dude. And then I just did not know how washed Keith was.
I don't know any music that's come out in like the last 15 years. Like almost none.
I have bonus questions that we will just never get into.
Yeah.
I think Keith will faint. Onto a
I'm glad what you could have done on these multiple choice things. You could have done like 4 answers. One of them was the correct Kanye answer. The other 3 could have been very famous things throughout pop history that everyone knows, like a Michael Jackson record label.
Should have done that.
Like a Beatles song title. You could have done hugely famous things from pop music all through history, and I still would have been like,
He's blaming the officials, folks.
I'm saying your quiz was great. I would have lost it under any scenario, on any pop music quiz. Specifically Kanye, like I know nothing, idea.
I actually thought Chuck was going to do even better on the Kanye thing, but then I really thought Chuck would just not know any of those Grizzlies.
No, Chuck knows about the NBA. It's not.
I mean, I do hang out with you guys weekly where you wax poetically about the Grizzlies, and we do.
I guess what I'm saying
Grizzlies
is I think
watch
Chuck
parties.
is a fool.
No, I think people pick up knowledge around us because my wife made this great joke the other day, and I was on my phone. She's like, and when I'm on my phone, she normally says, kind of sarcastically, "Big trade," as if like is something happening that you need to respond to, and I said, "Actually, yeah." They traded Grayson Allen. This was, a while ago. And to which she says, "So more Melton playing time?"
Wow.
And she doesn't watch the NBA. She just knew that all I tweet about is Anthony Melton wanting to play. I was so happy.
My old lady only knows one Grizzlies player, and it's Zebo, and that's because we have a wrestling buddy of Zebo.
That's a good reason. It's like if you're gonna know one Grizzlies player, it's a good one to know. Anyway, we can't do an awards segment of the program because there's no basketball happened. I can't even throw it back to Summer League one more time, but I will tell you to kick off our par fadeaway to finish the show. The Grizzlies are doing their regional caravan right now. They went to Birmingham last week, but very excitingly, they're coming to Memphis, Tennessee. This is the Grizzlies regional caravan. The Grizz girls at the Nashville one, Chuck and I will be there handing out some stuff. Eric Hasseltine, the radio voice of the Grizzlies, will be there. They have a basketball camp for kids. They're also doing the regional caravans to Cape Girardeau, Missouri, to Murray, Kentucky, to Little Rock, Arkansas, Jackson, Tennessee. If you're in the Mid-South, you're going to be close to one of these stops, and they'll be giving away prizes and swag. And also at every stop, one lucky fan is going to win a weekend in Memphis giveaway, tickets to a Grizzlies game, 2 nights in a Memphis hotel. So one lucky winner at each stop. But definitely, if you're anywhere near Nashville on September 10th, come to the Nashville Sounds game for Grizzlies night. Come say hi to me and Chuck and sign up for some Grizzlies goodies. Par fadeaway though for us, gentlemen. What things are you guys looking forward to in the coming weeks? John, you got anything on your plate you're excited about?
So, like you said, there isn't any basketball to look forward to, but there are some basketball books I've been looking forward to reading, actually. Jeff Pearlman has been going through, beginning with the Showtime Lakers and getting into the Kobe Shaq Lakers. His books are taking us up through that, so I'm going to try to dive into those. I'm pretty much in LA all the time now, so I wish there were Clippers books to read, so that I might, because I think if I end up having to live there more than I do already, I think I could swing Clippers season tickets. I don't think I can swing Lakers season tickets, but I at least can read the great Jeff Pearlman's basketball books about the Lakers.
That's pretty nice. Also, former Clipper Darren Collison possibly coming back to the NBA.
Can he stop by in Memphis just so that we can help him shepherd him to where he belongs?
I think he's going to. The report was going to try out for the Warriors. Makes sense. He walked away when he had some contract offers. We all thought he was going to the Lakers, and he said, "No, I'm going to go. I think give out pamphlets, religious pamphlets, door to door."
Jack shit tracks.
Chuck, what are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to. I just discovered what a caftan was, and it's like a flowy garment made of fine fabrics, and I think I'll be wearing a lot of caftans in the future. Basically,
you heard it here first, folks. If you come to the Memphis Grizzlies throwdown at the Sound Stadium, Chuck will be in a caftan.
Yeah, I'll wear it. All right, cool. I'm wearing a caftan to the Sounds game. I hope y'all like flowy outfits and men in jazzy clothes. I don't know what took me so long to wear them. They're just giant.
You just robes. Needed to see Pat Riley wear them in that one video over the summer. As soon as you saw that, you were like, it was a flowing garment.
I love flowing garments. I like things that don't stick on me. I like being nude underneath stuff. I didn't have to wear underwear with it. Nobody had, you can't see junk. So it's just freedom in a garment.
Did that have anything to do? What did this have to do with? Just you found out that people wear robes? That's what you're looking forward to?
I tried to bring it back. Keith.
It's not a robe, Keith. It's a caftan. And will y'all just please level up? You don't know anything about Kanye. You don't know anything about fashion. Step your game up and
I'll
try to open up your third eye. Get your pineal glands milked and see.
Donde está pineal gland?
Mm-hmm.
Here?
It's in the middle of your head.
Okay, gotcha.
I just wanted to make sure there wasn't a connection that I was supposed to make.
No, this is just what I'm looking forward to. It doesn't have to be basketball because we're in the middle of the summer and there's basketball. What am I going to do? Talk about where Garrison Matthews is going? No,
yes.
that would make us boring.
That'd be great. Who's going to trade for Thad Young, Chuck?
I want him on my team so bad.
Thad Young rules.
He's great.
I give up.
Here's what I'm looking forward
to. Is the Bulls best did the Bulls just lose their best player? Okay, sorry. What were you looking forward to, Keith?
I'm looking forward to the NBA mandatory vaxxing up all the referees.
Oh.
And finding out who the weird ones are.
Yeah. Mark Davis.
Finding out that Kane Fitzgerald is not down with the needle.
Yeah.
He's not going to take it.
Who's hashtag saving the children?
Man. What are their thoughts on mRNA, man? I want to know.
If it's Monty, are you going to be like just distraught?
Well, Monty's in charge. Man, I'm sad at Summer League. I didn't get a chance to bump into Monty McCutcheon. I saw him in a gym once, and
was he wearing a caftan?
No, but he would. He's fashion forward. He was wearing a bow tie. I mean, he's wearing a vest and a bow tie, doing his thing. But they're now, everyone basically involved with the NBA who doesn't have a very powerful, irreplaceable players union, is being mandatory to get the vaccination. And I feel like the officials, we might have a couple who retire or move on. We'll see.
I'm excited for that.
I'm kind of excited to see if anybody moves into a supervisory role
in the history of the show. I'm actually going to be tracking this closely.
It's like, hey, Tony Brothers is taking a new role in the league office, overseeing replay review. And all right, I see it.
A lot of times podcasts have recommendations at the end of shows. Like sometimes it's Caftan, sometimes it's crappy books about the Lakers. This is the first time anyone has ever recommended anything at the end of a podcast where I'm like, I'm 100% doing that.
Yeah. Well, that's the show for today. We didn't break too big of a sweat, except for Chuck with his 1 hour Kanye thing. I'm probably going to edit that down.
I'm proud of
it. Probably going to cut some of that out of the program. If you want the full uncut, unedited version, slide in the DMs, maybe join the Patreon, patreon.com/Fastbreak Breakfast. But you guys are the best. Thanks for listening. And remember, breakfast is the most important thing.
My Game of Scones is practically a show.
Were you serious?
So we should be fine. Yeah. I think it'll be at least.
I'm leaning heavy into Donda this week, guys.
I think it'll be at least 20 minutes, but it'll be good.
But it'll be entertaining?
Yeah, I think it's really good.
So we should get to it quick. Where do you want to get to it?
I got it pretty much. As soon as Chuck Dondas us, I can get into it.
Okay.
Yeah, my apology will be Donda related, and then my worst will be Donda related, but basketball infused.
Okay.
Well, I'll probably just go ahead and get it out of the way so that we can.
I think there should be so my worst of the week, once again, Kanye West has been pilloried, and then you guys huff and puff. And then I'll go into, so I've created a list of Donda tracks because there are 40 of them, comparing them to NBA teams. I hope you guys are ready. And then you guys can either begrudgingly agree or John can pretend to get up and leave or something. And then I have 4 of them. The last 2, the one I'm doing the Wizards. And I'll do the last one. I'll be last but not least, the Washington Wizards.
I think just list them off, and then I will add in.
Yeah,
I will add in
you could cut in because I think we need to find out exactly how long.
It's 2 hours long,
but it's not. It's
1 hour and 49 minutes.
That's it. So then you can say 1 hour and 49 minutes later because that would add.
Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah.